views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Where my girl got the sweetest.
Which that is true. That's true. Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com.
Sorry, we were distracted by the man
Beefcake.
Beefcake.
Do you get referred to as beefcake?
I do, yeah.
Do you?
I'm pretty beefy, so.
You
Yeah,
are,
you
but
are.
I feel like that's a term that
Like
is
an
that a
old
current
term,
term?
right?
Yeah,
It's old.
yeah.
Well, I shoot with a lot of mature women. You know,
Got
I
it.
don't shoot with a lot of the 20-year-olds. I shoot with a lot of women in their 40s or stuff like that. So.
So we say beefcake apparently.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Okay.
Men are still beefcakes. That was like a late 80s term.
Well, men
for
stopped
hunky
being
men.
beefcakes for a little while, and
Yeah,
now
the
men are back
90s.
to being
Yeah.
beefcakes.
Women were beefcakes?
No, men stopped being beefcakes for a while, and
Ah.
now they're back to being beefcakes.
Okay.
Yeah, like late 90s, early 2000s, there was that whole metrosexual push, and now it's lumbersexual, beefcakey. You need a microphone.
If that microphone
check.
doesn't work, he can share mine right here.
Beefcake.
Our studio producer, Johnny Fever, is grumpy
Because he's sick.
because he's sick.
How's
But
that,
we
Johnny?
love him.
Is that better?
He's hung us quite a few fingers tonight.
There's a lot of number ones going on around her.
So we were talking about Toxie getting back onto her Twitter feed to live tweet a road trip. And
Right.
I said, how were you able to live tweet when Thor's tweets keep coming up and it's nothing
It was
but
quite
his...
amazing, by the way. It really helped my trip. So I hadn't been on in forever. Like, seriously, I think
It was like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. And so I was in a car headed to California with my ex-husband. And I lasted, like, within the first 45 seconds, I'm like, do I just open the door and jump out now? Or do I live tweet this experience? Which is going to keep me more sane. So I decided to live tweet. And so
It was fun.
I figured out my password again. My photo is the very first photo I took when I was on the show. Wow. I had my glasses on because I thought I would Clark Kent it. Like, no one would mix up my show personality with my regular personality if I wore glasses. Anyway, needless to say, I got bored after like the first hour and a half. And at that point, I'm like, if I don't shut my eyes, I really am going to jump out the window. So
It's hard to stay off Twitter. So I have a personal Twitter besides my Alexia one. And I mute most of the SinCityBounty affiliate
Porn stars.
porn stars that I follow on that account, so I don't see the pictures and feed that they have, except for Thor's.
Except for mine.
right.
And I will tell you, when I get on Twitter, I'm on there for business mainly, my personal one. I'm on there for business mainly, but when I'm scrolling and I see a little video pop up, I always stop because I know it's going to be Thor.
So, because I know what her Twitter feed looks like, it's Star Trek, business partner, Star Trek, business partner, Thor's big dick. Like, that's what her Twitter feed looks like. I know for 100% fact truth.
And if you are a Twitter fan and you do get on there, it's almost like going down the YouTube hole, because once you click on a video to watch it with the sound, because you have to watch it with the sound, you'll click on his account and then you'll just scroll through his whole Twitter feed and you're there for like hours just watching all the videos. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's pretty easy to get caught up in all of that. And even if you just scroll, I was in there and I was going like, holy shit, I forgot Twitter was like this. Like, I'm going to be using this to rub it out, like,
Right.
soon enough.
I was just going to say it almost replaces my Tumblr porn.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my
Twitter's
Toxie
great.
really is all industry, so it was like every scroll.
Yeah.
It was quite amazing, so I'm going to be putting that to good use. But the only downfall was, so I'm like live, tweeting throughout and essentially talking about like how we had to stop at a gas station so my daughter could get my ex-husband some snot rags at the at the thing. Like, it was just the craziest trip, and it was the first time I was in a contained space for a long period of time with this individual. And so, you know, so the whole time I'm like, fuck, I gotta tweet this.
It's like, I remember why I got divorced.
Yeah, like, he just requested to listen to Rush Limbaugh. I'm like, if we weren't already divorced, like, this would do it right here. So that's kind of what this whole thing was. And then we stop at this the biggest gas station or whatever, right out in Nevada.
Yeah, they've got like 100 and some odd pumps
It's
out
crazy.
there. It's insane.
And there's like little rides in there and stuff. And my daughter leans over, and I didn't think of all the rest until later, and she's like, I see you tweeting. She's like, I read everything you're tweeting. I'm like, oh, okay, haha, you know, because it was funny. And then later I'm all, fuck. Like, I was doing things in between tweeting. I was like, you know,
Scrolling through.
scrolling,
was looking
so.
at
Giant Thor dicks.
Everything she was seeing.
So, happy 16th birthday, because now you've seen it all.
So
Over your
everybody
mom's
knows,
shoulder.
Thor, why don't you give out your Twitter handle?
My Twitter is Thor Johnson XXX.
Yes, please, please, please go follow it. Ladies, you will be very happy.
And some of you gentlemen
Oh,
also.
yes.
You have a
Oh,
lot of
oh.
male followers.
Speaking
most
of,
are males.
there was one, and it was a tease, and you were leaning up against the shower or something, and your dick was pressed against the glass. I can't remember what it was, and it was a tease for men, and I love gay porn, and I swear I went, oh, I think I may have downloaded that to my phone. It was
My dick was
super
against
hot.
the glass. Everything I do is a tease for men, because that's who pays.
True.
Yeah, though I have been getting several females joining the site, surprisingly. It's pretty
That's-
rare, but I think there's been about 5 or 6 now. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Do you
Thank
do
you.
live-
So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my loins for your glorious Twitter feed.
Thank you from her vagina.
From the very tip of her clitoris to the beginning of her
Duracell
pussy hole.
thanks you as well, because they're making money.
Yeah, they are. You know what I think? I think Duracell should be a vendor at all of the porn conventions.
Energizer too. Energizer Bunny, come on now.
Yeah.
So many entendres.
It keeps
that can be happening
going
with that,
and
yeah.
going and
I mean,
going.
y'all gotta just get the rechargeable shit.
I think a lot of them are becoming rechargeable nowadays. But
The only problem with those is that you forget to put them in the recharger, and then you've got to wait the hour and a half before you can diddle yourself.
That's
I
why we
have
need
had
speed
it-
charge in our vibrators.
I have had it die mid-rub, like mid-rubbing one out.
that's
and
always
then
when it dies.
That was it.
They need
was
Mophis.
disappointing.
They need Mophis for your vibrator.
Yeah. Just plug it into a battery pack. Keep it running.
Jasmine said, Thor, you are sexy.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Who's Jasmine?
Brita asks, "Is beefcake offensive?"
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
Beefcake is offensive?
How is beefcake
It's offensive, like I don't know what's like cheesecake or I don't know, pretty
Cakes of
kitties.
food.
I don't know.
Cakes of foods, like, in certain places.
It's called meatloaf.
No, it's called beefcake in certain areas.
Well, stud muffin is offensive because it literally means horse shit.
Stud muffin. But I don't think any of this is offensive to men. I don't think a man's ever been, like, flirted with in, like, a sexual way and been like, oh, my God, how offensive.
It's the double
call me
standard thing.
Do you know
It
what I
is
mean?
a little bit of a double
It's a little
standard.
double standard thing. If it's if a name for a woman in that same, I can't even think of one right now because I wiped them all from my vocabulary. But if you call a woman something like that,
Hot lips.
yeah, or something like that, it's
up, sugar tits?
offensive.
Yeah, candy
Sugar
ass.
tits. That was the one I was thinking
Sugar
of.
tits. Well, to women,
believe I've called
I
you
mean,
that.
women don't want every random guy flirting with them, but most men, hell, I mean, they want women to flirt with them because it never fucking happens.
Not always.
You know?
Not always. It's
No?
a different world we live in.
Oh, that guy needs to fucking stuff his pussy
He
with
needs to
something.
look at some of your videos
no.
and then.
If a woman flirts with you, if you like it or not, just be polite enough to, you know,
I know. It just
take
keeps telling
it
me you guys
as
are
a
watching.
compliment or something.
Beefcake and what did I said when you came in, I forgot what I said when you came in. But beefcake is like treating you like a piece of meat.
That's okay.
Some people are into that. That's the key is knowing who is and who isn't into that. I just had a conversation like this with my ex, because I carpool with my ex to work and home again because we work at the same place. Anyway, so we were just having this conversation about I've talked about it before, being the conscientious educator. So when someone says something that's offensive, you can, without being reactionary, say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people think that's offensive. You probably shouldn't say that. And if you're not a douchebag, you would reply back with, holy shit, I didn't know. I'm totally sorry. If someone said something to you that you found personally offensive, like if somebody called me sugar tits, I don't really find that offensive. But if they called me something derogatory that I did find offensive, I'd be like, hey, I really don't appreciate that. I wish you wouldn't say that to me. If they come back with me, oh, I'm really sorry, I was just joking around, cool. But if they're like, oh, grow thicker skin, I fucking deck them and stab them in the throat. That's not the proper reaction. It's all about knowing what other people's boundaries are, and you won't know unless you ask or push that boundary.
Just call everyone sugar tits.
Just everybody sugar tits.
But
hey, sugar tits.
See what happens.
so you clearly you shouldn't go into it like that. But if we were all conscientious to each other, like if I said beefcake and you found it offensive, you should feel comfortable enough to tell me, hey, look, I don't appreciate being called that, and I should be able to say, okay, cool, I'm super sorry about that. Perfect example. The other day, some new girl from my office walked past my actual office and was like, hey, shortened version of my name, which is already a super short name, do you mind if I call you that? And I said yes. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I won't call you that anymore. I'm like, thank you. Like, my name is this, that's what you call me. I don't like other versions of that name. I don't have nicknames. I have other names. I don't have nicknames, except sugar tits.
Sugar tits.
Be conscientious.
Wait, you don't have a nickname?
Not really, no.
Do I ever
Her
call you
name,
by your actual
her
name?
real name is 3 letters. What are you
know,
going to
but-
shorten that to?
My real name is 3 letters
But I don't
long.
think- I don't even know if I've called you by your real name. I think I call you by whatever name comes to mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's usually not a name.
Yeah, but somebody if you've known somebody
I call
for
you Babe a lot.
it's fine. You can't remember my name in the heat of passion. That's what you should
It
call me.
happens.
That's
It
why you should
happens.
always use that name.
Honey.
Passion.
Mine is honey.
No, listen,
oh,
it makes
don't
it
fuck
easier.
up, yeah.
It makes it easier.
Yeah.
That's
Mine is honey.
Honey is 2 syllables. Babe is only 1.
yeah. It makes it easier. Everyone gets
Babe!
But then I feel like I'm calling out a baby pig. So, babe, yo bitches made me forget what I was saying.
I will tell you that one time you had named a group something that actually was considered offensive to many people, but not everyone's aware or was aware that this particular term was offensive. And I mentioned something to you,
And I
separate
changed
from
it.
the group, and then you went and you went in and you changed it. You were like, oh shit, I didn't know it was offensive. Like I didn't know.
My apologies. Let me change that. Yeah. It's like the conversation about smudging came up again in one of my other groups. And they were like, why can't we use the term smudging? And I'm like, because smudging is a sacred ritual performed by first peoples, not your white little ass. You can cleanse, you can purify, you can use a sage wand, you can burn incense, but your bitch ass can't smudge because you're not a member of a First Peoples tribe and you have no idea what that ritual entails.
But a lot of people didn't know. Like,
A lot
it's
of
something
people-
A lot of people don't know.
A lot of people don't know, but we're trying to conscientiously educate. And there was some people were like, holy shit, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that it was an actual sacred ritual for some people. I don't think I'll ever use that term again. But then other people were like, well, I just don't get why we can't use that term. And I'm like, it would be, you're an asshole. That's
It's
why
the same.
you don't
It's
get
the
it.
same as using. People will say somebody's my spirit animal, like so and so. Oh my God, they're my spirit animal. Actually, you can't use that term. Like you shouldn't use that term because there's actual spirit animals.
They're my soul sister or my soul brother, or that animal speaks to me on a deep level. Honey badger don't give a shit.
Wait, honey badger's not offensive, is it?
No, honey badger's an actual animal.
I'm going to start calling her Honey Badger from now on.
Right? Now you're
'Cause
honey badger.
That's almost better than
in
Sugar
the heat
Tits.
of the moment. You are now honey badger.
I'm gonna if you scream that out next time,
She'll give it to you harder, like a badger.
Honey badger.
I'm gonna bite it like a badger.
Not even 100% sure what we're referring to, but I'm totally in. Like, I'm just in.
It was a viral video way back when viral videos first started. Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I remember
A
that.
badger is like a really, really, really mean raccoon.
Yeah. And honey badgers are even worse because they're omnivorous, so they will eat everything. They'll eat snakes, they'll eat bugs, they'll eat plants. They'll eat everything.
I've had a similar conversation about the right words to use. And then you always have somebody pipe in from outside and going, I just don't see why people get so... People are so sensitive these days. Snowflakes, of course, always comes up. And this was a conversation about he, she, he, him, his, she, her, hers,
Them,
or
theirs.
they, them, theirs. And they just couldn't get why some people wanted to be called them or they. Or
I love the people who are like, that's only supposed to use for plurals. And I'm like, clearly you've never read a scientific research study where they can't reveal the people inside the research study because they use they, them, and theirs in a singular term to refer to people in a non-gendered fashion.
I just think it's rude that you don't want to take the time to honor somebody's wanted designation.
Exactly. Like, you don't come in and start calling me by nicknames without me saying, hey, my friends call me, but like, you're not allowed to use that term. Like, you can't call me that. And you shouldn't just assume that you can call me something.
I'm a little different. People call all different versions of my name, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, my real first name, because I have two, my real first name, I gave up using a long time ago because nobody could fucking remember it, even though it is the most common name given to girls born in the year I was born. So many that I started using my middle name because when they would call roll call, there'd be like 8 bitches would be like, here. And I'd be like, no, just call me by this other name. Because
I have the same because I'm from the mid 70s.
yeah.
And my name is like the name. My name is what every other 40-year-old is named.
All those people, like the parents who are like, oh, don't give your kids crazy weird names. I wish I'd had a crazy weird name. I wish I'd been named like Moonflower or Sunchild or some shit. Like, because my parents are hippies, that's totally fucking possible. Like, I would love to have been Rainbow Tear or some crap like that. But no. I've got the most common first name given to girls born the year I was born.
Is Thor your real name or is that a stage name?
That was my real name.
Real name?
I just thought the very first time you were on.
Yeah.
I thought you totally made it up.
She remembers.
I do. Bree said, hello, ladies, Johnny and her honey Thor.
Oh, yeah, that term female, I'm the fuck over that. I quit a group that I used to love because they were letting men and women do females be memes, and I'm so fucking over the females
Female what?
be. Females be like females be getting into their car with these 2 lights always on, or this be a female car when it's not maintained properly, or
That's my car.
female or no
They all reply.
or
They
the
all-
thing, or the
they
one that I
write
hate is
me.
like, females be either scratching you up or burning your shit. Which one you be? And I'm like, oh my God, could you stop with this? This is supposed to be an empowerment group for plus size people. And now we're doing nothing but talking shit about women. The whole like 5 posts in a row. I was like,
By the
I'm
way, just as an FYI,
done.
they crap talked to you when you left.
good. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Obviously, I jumped in. Obviously. But,
Fuck that whole group, by the way. And I would call you out publicly,
jumped
but
in
I
with
ain't
some
like
female
that.
jokes.
No, I'm like, she's describing my car. No. But I'm like, I had a
that's a
response for
stereotype
it.
generalization. I hate those too, by the way. And that usually happens with races.
Yeah,
like
it
Jews
happens-
are this way, and
I do the same thing when I see I'm a not all men person. So when girls are like, all men are dogs, I'm like, not all men, just the men you date because you're fucked up. Because if 100% of your interactions end 100% of the time the same exact way, the problem is not your interactions, it's you. If the only variable that doesn't change is you and the outcome never changes.
Wendy said, no offense, but I'd be more of a fan of Jane Foster Thor. Nerd alert. I don't know, Jane Foster.
Why am I not
Isn't she a
getting these?
character from a book?
isn't that Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster? Is that her sister, Wendy? Does she have a sister?
Didn't
that
she
was in
do
a
that movie with the safe room? That's a great movie.
is. I do like that
It
movie.
is actually a super
And
good
then when
movie.
he said, "What if I call you corn syrup hooters?"
Corn syrup
I mean,
hooters.
instead of sugar tits.
No, that's high fructose corn syrup.
And we
Or
don't
no,
want that nowadays.
No, this is sucralose titties to you, baby.
Jasper, you posted about this on Facebook today. Men protect women's feelings so much that even if we see a tissue ball on the pussy, we hide it from y'all. Dude, just flick that shit by and keep going. I don't know why you're so caught up on
Listen,
this.
I know very few dudes who are put off by very, very few things. Ladies, your vagina has to be a fucking wreck for dudes not to go down there. One tiny little tissue ball is not going to throw them off their game. Little bit of I've been in my pants all day must not going to throw them off their game. But still, you should clean your vag before you let some dude go down there.
That's true. Baby wipes.
Seriously?
Right,
Baby
right.
wipes.
I have, and I know other hosts of the show have gone into a dude's bathroom and be like, clean that shit up. I'm not about to let somebody go down there when it smells like 3-day-old cheese.
This is a tip for you gentlemen that live at
What?
home and bring women to the crib.
That's the shower.
Just make sure there's some handy washcloths in there for your female visitors. Thank you very much.
I work at a job that makes me sweat every single day. I am physically laborious every single day. If I go directly to fucking after work, I don't have time to hop in the shower sometimes. So I will go into the bathroom and I will splash a little water, maybe get my hands a little soapy and like clean it up real quick for you.
That's very polite. Thank you.
It's not that hard to do, ladies.
I mean,
However, if you go camping with me on day 3, you're fucking my dirty ass no matter what.
I think it was
so-
sometimes in the 80s they even advertised fem wipes. that
They
you
still
carry
sell
in your
them.
Still have
purse.
them.
They still have them.
Yeah.
You could still. You don't even need
I mean,
to do
that's
that.
if you want your vagina to smell like roses.
Just use baby wipes.
Yeah,
baby
just pick up
wipes
unscented
everywhere.
baby wipes. You can get a pack for 99 cents at the fucking dollar store and throw that in your purse. Keep it in your
I
car.
like guys when just have it in their bathroom.
Yes, there
Right?
you go. Yes,
Then I don't
gentlemen,
have to worry
keep
about
it in
like
your
go
bathroom.
getting it
That's
in
where
my
I keep
purse.
it.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
Just put it in there.
the well-washed genitals goes both ways.
That's
I
why
have-
you got baby wipes in the bathroom. Wipe your ass with them baby wipes.
Right?
You want no stank ass.
Do a
when
little,
you pull your pants out in front of a woman.
but do a little maintenance around your hairy dick too, because that hair holds smell. And sometimes you can't get it till you're nose deep in it. And you're like, oh, Jesus. Get a whole phrase of fucking famunda, dudes. Just a baby wipe will go the long way for you too.
Sometimes women love that smell though.
Some
Baby
women
wipe
do.
smell.
No, just dirty.
But
fucking
do you
dick
want to?
smell.
Do you really want to test it? I mean,
Well, I mean,
first time out.
no, not the first time out. No, first time out, you're sticking your hands there, smelling, going to the bathroom, and fucking cleaning everything. But,
Yeah.
You know,
Out of
No, the
fairness,
first
the
time-
gagging gives you more saliva. It just makes it a better experience.
So the only reason you should gag when going on down on a dick is because it hits the back of your throat and you have a sensitive gag reflex, like some of us do. So I can't deep throat. I can deep throat bottles, but I can't deep throat dicks. I don't get it either. So
I feel like you need.
I'm
more
sure you do.
practice.
I know
Do you want me to show you?
how to deep throat a big dick. I know you're supposed to swallow or some
it's a
shit.
little bit
but
thicker than a bottle. You
yeah,
know,
that might be what it
that's
is.
why.
It's thicker than a Coors Light. But yeah, dudes, you should also make the smelling genitals thing. Like if you're into that, you don't find that out on the first date. Going back to
You
Stinky
find that
Bounty.
out. It's when you find out.
No. You find out when your partners be like, "I love the way you smell after a long, hard day." Then you'll be like, "All right, we can stank it up a bit." But until that point, your ass better smell like powdered baby
Unless you're
wipes.
taking your chance that afterwards she's gonna be like, "Hey man, I really like those stinky balls." Like, and just
Some
it
girls
enhanced
do.
it. Some
Then
do.
they
It's
need to
become a more
Some
popular thing.
do.
And they'll tell you.
Good, as long as they're
know?
telling you. Don't just
Right.
They'll
sneak a
tell you.
stinky ball up on a girl. Damn.
Like a
You don't know what
surprise
she.
skank.
It's like a surprise kink. Like you don't know if a girl's into that. You don't just be like, pull out and pee on her. You don't know if she's into that or not.
Surprised what?
A surprise kink. Like surprise, I'm kinky.
Surprise kink. I
Yeah.
drop them all the time. That's how. Then they're like, they never want to
like a
leave after
Cracker
that
Jack
stuff.
box.
They're like, holy cow, this man just did shit to me that nobody else ever did.
But fine.
Do we need to have the lecture on consent?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you pretty much have open consent prior. Like,
Consent is
what
sexy.
happens here.
Oh,
Do you start the evening with like a safe word?
no. I don't get too rough with it.
Well, I meant, I would never want anyone to pee on me.
No,
So
not
if
even in the
some-
shower.
So if some dude pulled out his dick and started dribbling, I would be like, "Whoa,
I believe
motherfucker!"
you literally just had a P1 on Twitter.
Yeah, just do it in the shower. That's where you sneak it in, and you kind of like you start peeing all over her ass or her back and stuff, and then she's like, "Oh," she turns around, and she gets shocked, and she's so shocked that she turned on by such a thing, and then next thing you know, every
surprise
time you
golden
shower, you're pissing on each other, and then you say, "Hey, if you're hard and you can piss," which is very hard, fellas. So if you can do this, you say, "Bend over." And she gets all excited because she knows what's going to happen, but she's not quite sure. So you put it in there and just let loose, and that woman will never leave you, ever.
Jasper says smegma scent on dick hair, not the biz. No, it is not. I don't want your smegma all up in my nose.
Oh my God, what did I just tune into? Stinky balls.
Yep.
Yes, Gina. Yes.
This girl doesn't like sweaty balls. Nope. I don't know. I know
I
you
won't
say
even
lots
eat
of
the
girls...
ice cream called that.
Sweaty balls, yeah.
The sweaty balls, like from the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's ice cream with that?
I
used
believe
to
there's
be
a
a Ben and
Ben and
Jerry's.
Jerry's, yeah.
Sweaty balls.
But there's a difference between sweaty balls because we were just, it's
But there's a
hot
difference
and
because
we're,
some people
playing
stink
around
like
and
shit,
it's- Yeah.
and
Yeah,
some
there-
people smell fucking great when they're dirty.
There's a difference between that musky smell that's like straight sexual and you ain't washed your stank ass in like 3 days. There's a clear and defining difference between the two.
I had a friend who would tell me, he would always say he would do a dick wash. He wouldn't even, he's like, I'm not even going to shower. I'm going to go do a dick wash before I go out. And I laughed about it so many times. I'm like, make sure you do your dick wash before you go out, blah, blah, blah. But then one time I was at your house and I was headed out.
She did a
And I totally did a vag wash.
She
in
totally
the
did a
sink.
vag
I did a
wash
dick
in
wash
my
in the
powder
sink.
room.
And granted, I shower every single day, at least once a day. But I still, I wasn't taking a chance. I totally sink washed I announced that you had a table full of people. That, it wasn't even it was just us. It was people I didn't even know. You were, crafting and shit. I'm like, I just washed my vag in your sink. Just want to let you know.
People crafting. That must have been our
Yeah.
people or something.
It was your people.
Oh, they
Was
wouldn't
that
have
what
done shit.
warning in case we found a pubic hair on the sink or something?
I just felt like announcing it. I mean, sometimes I say things that, probably should be filtered. And it happens.
And you don't.
I don't filter, no. Not at your house. Probably anywhere else I would, but at your house I'm like, listen, I just gotta tell y'all, I just shit in her bath.
Don't go in there for a minute.
Don't go in there.
That's just
Which
courtesy.
is, for the
Listen,
record,
I have 3 different pre-poop sprays in that bathroom and 2 different post-poop sprays. I better not walk into your ass funk. It better smell like trees that have been shat upon, not just straight up shit.
and we've talked about this on the show, her place is actually the only place that I can go to the bathroom other than home. I've literally called her up and said,
I'm going to drive by your house and I need to poop. Can I stop in? I'm like,
can
sure.
you just unlock your front door? I'm just gonna come straight in,
Poop and leave.
use the bathroom and go.
I don't even get off the fucking couch. She don't knock. She just walks in, goes poop, and
in,
leaves. Like it's
uses
some
it.
sort of public restroom.
Spray your 32 sprays, squeak your little ducks that are in there. Oh, whack, 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 whack.
Ton of ducks in
Time
there.
to go. She's got all the amenities. I never have to.
There's usually reading material in
There's
there
always
too.
reading material.
I believe there's always a cloth hanging there if you ever need to do a vag
Yes.
wash.
Yes.
And there's clean ones under the sink.
Yes. There's everything you can need in that bathroom.
Yeah, a lot of my first aid stuff's in there too. So if you break a leg, I can do a splint on it and get you to the hospital.
One day you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night, hear something downstairs, go down. It's me shitting in your bathroom.
So we pride ourselves in trying to teach you something every week when we do this show, and this week it's to keep washcloths or baby wipes in your bathroom for whenever you have someone over and they need to wash their ass or their dick.
But not fancy smelling ones. Don't make them fancy smelling.
The baby wipes?
Yeah,
No,
don't
you're not
put
supposed to
this
use perfume on your vaginas,
Yeah, I don't
ladies.
use- I
get
get
the
that.
unscented stuff.
The unscented,
Sensitive skin.
yeah.
That's what you should use.
Because it'll chap your ass too.
Right.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want is to go in, clean up, go in, and then be bright red everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And be like, no, it's from the baby wipes. I swear. It's the baby wipes.
I don't have syphilis.
Baby wipes. Sierra had to follow up after me in the bathroom. Mightily disappointed. You might even cuss that summa bitch out.
I probably would too, and you wouldn't be allowed back in my house.
Agree,
My ex
Sierra.
farted in the car twice last night on the way home, and I almost kicked him out on fucking Boulder Highway. I was like, your bitch ass just gonna have to walk from this point forward. Fucking fart in my car with the windows rolled up and the heat going, dickhead.
I got nothing. Again, I just rode 4 hours with the ex-husband.
You know what? I don't think I'd go
Each way.
15 minutes with your
Each way.
ex-husband.
So
Because I know him. He
Right?
don't give a shit. He would
Right?
shit his pants and laugh about
I
it.
think we were maybe an hour in, and I'm like, can I call and make a doctor's appointment? Like something crawled up there and died. Like, I don't know what it is, but let me help this out.
So you wanted to talk about your stalker fan kind of murderer person
No.
in the texts.
She's helping somebody get...
Oh, he's not. I might get murdered. There's a job.
It's always a possibility. She meets random people off the internet.
They asked if I wanted to talk about it. We don't really need to, other than there is a gentleman, and actually Gina kind of started in your group, but he follows our page. He follows some of the other pages, and he's a gentleman from the East Coast who is super excited about his trip to Vegas, like super excited. Like I literally have a full itinerary, the name, the hotel check-in info, like super excited. And he's sharing all the info, but he kept asking questions in these groups, like what kind of souvenirs do I buy, and what do I get for this, and who do I buy for that? And no one was responding to the poor guy. So finally I started responding, and I'm like, hey, take it over to my page, because it's like a huge paragraph in this group. I'm like, you can ask me any questions on my page, which yes doesn't mean my DM, but anyway, I guess he wants to make sure I see the questions that he has, but he's really worried if the souvenir shops will like wrap his stuff, and if they have certain items, and if the items will say Vegas on them, and like what I think he should buy for whom. And I feel really bad, like it's his first time in Vegas. He's really stressing over the souvenirs for his family members, like nieces, his parents, and everything. So finally I said, I will meet you at the souvenir shop and help you with whatever you haven't finished, just so you could stop stressing, and then I'll make sure they wrap it in the bag to go in your suitcase.
If you go into the Smith's grocery store, they wrap your glass.
But he doesn't know this.
I know.
And so he's very, very, very stressed about all of this. So
You are
I'm like,
so sweet.
I may die. I don't know. But
You're the
otherwise-
nicest person I know.
But otherwise, y'all are going to find me in a souvenir shop, like, wrapping goods.
She's going to bring tissue paper with her.
And he's like, are they nice? Are they going to be nice? Will they help me? And I'm like, look for someone who's smiling, and they're the ones who are going to help you. And I mean, I don't know. And then he's like, worried, are they going to put it in bags? And
Toxie's going to go get a part-time job at a souvenir shop to keep an eye out for this guy so
was-
that she can be the one to help him.
I was literally at the point where I was going to go to the souvenir shop and take some photos.
I can kind of...
And show him, like, and I even thought maybe they'll let me set the stuff to the side. I just spit. Maybe they'll let me set the stuff to the side so when he comes in, he could just look at what is already suggested, and just make it a little easier for him.
I can kind of get a feel of where you're coming from, because he seems so enthusiastic and
He's
sweet
so
and
enthusiastic.
sincere.
He's very respectful. He's not,
Creepy.
in any way. He keeps going like, oh my gosh, what if I
This whole thing
see you
sounds
guys
creepy.
somewhere? If I get myself in situations somehow. That's all I can say. My life is full of situations.
I can't wait to see your post about pictures from the souvenir shop. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And Gina, thank you, Jesus. He's yours now. Yes, it was your group. No, I felt bad. And then he's doing it in other groups as well, like asking questions. Like at one point he wanted the temperature, and I'm telling him like what apps to download to get the temperature. He's trying to figure out transportation right this moment, and he's excited about the trip. What can I say?
And the trip is for just a visit to Vegas?
Yes, but it's over his birthday. So he's going to be here, like it strikes his birthday as he gets on the airplane Spirit Airline flight 742 leaving at 12:55.
I mean, if you're going to post it publicly, so are we.
So, no, I don't remember if that's a ship, but I really do have like
Oh,
info.
Jasper, the guy sounded like me when I went to my first bash in Vegas.
Aw.
Right. I mean, probably a little different situation. Probably a little different. I think he's traveling with his father, and it's his first time, and he's excited. And again, I don't know what else to say.
Well, you're a saint.
You are a saint.
Sounds harmless. You might even have him come on your show and break them in like you did to me. Jasper, we had you on the show because I saw you give someone a hand job in the hot tub. Or reverse. I saw someone give you a hand job in the hot tub, and then you didn't say thank you to them.
And then, so we asked you to be on the show to talk about
because
your
I wanted to remind you that
thankless hand job.
that the next time I have your jizz floating past me in the hot tub, I expect to at least know that you thanked the woman. From there.
We should call this show Thankless Hand Job.
However, Jasper, I do love you, so.
Have you ever gotten a public hand job, Thor? And not as part of a scene?
He's had one this whole time here. Did you guys not see me?
No, you're a real pro.
Yeah, of
Like,
course. I mean, I've
Jesus.
fucking done everything in public. Fucked and gotten sucked and
Not part of a scene, though, right?
jerked off. No, yeah, just, I mean,
Were they
I've
ever
done more
strangers?
off camera
Like-
than I have on camera.
Have you ever met a stranger and within like 5 minutes they were like jerking
At a
you off
swingers club.
somewhere?
Not anywhere else.
No.
Not at Target.
That would be an awesome story, though.
You're not like
Target
looking
might
at
not like
Kurt.
it.
My life isn't that crazy.
Target's got family bathrooms. Just go in there.
Hours later, but not like 5 minutes.
You're looking
later.
at curtains. The next thing you know, you're using it to like cover your boner.
Well, actually, there was this one time in Japan. I was waiting for a train. This chick didn't speak any English, and she kept going like this to me, and I didn't know what the hell this meant, you know, because when I do it, it's like, you know, a whole hand,
Right.
not like with 3 fingers out. And I was like, what the hell is she trying to say? She's like, she cost $3 or something. I was like, I don't understand. And so eventually, like, I said, hey, do you know where the bathroom's at? Because I had to piss. And she thought this was, you know, okay, this was going to happen. So she followed me into the bathroom and was like fucking jerking me. I think
Wow.
she sucked me a little bit too, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, thank you for that memory. I guess there was, but I don't know about 5 minutes, but probably like, you know, an hour or something like that.
Bree, I gave Thor a handy in the parking lot before the show. We doubled up on that one, Bree.
That's a long distance handy.
Stephanie, he didn't have to thank me. Oh, you know it wasn't you in that hot tub, girl. You know. Because I would have had you on and then told you, do not give a guy a hand job in a hot tub and let him walk away without saying thank you. Like, I would stand up and I would be like, I just made you come and you didn't say thank you. That's
She
what I
would
would
demand a
have done.
thank you. Thor, what is a successful, like, move that you've used on a girl? Like, you've walked in, you've said a smooth line, or you've done something. Like, what are your moves when you're talking to females in public?
Well, recently I just discovered one that works very well. If you go to your local grocery store and you hang out in the Oreo section and you wait for a bigger girl to come by, especially if she's wearing workout clothes, because you know she's on a diet and she's being naughty, she's breaking her diet, and you see her reach for that, you tell her, don't do it. Don't do it. And then she'll start laughing, and you tell her, go for the thins, and then, you know, she's going to get what she wants. And so then it just opens up a conversation. But the
If
point
some
is you get
dude
it
told
off.
me to go for the thins, I'd be like, fuck you, and I'm getting all the fucking Oreos.
She'd be like, double stuff this, bitch!
I'm like very passive aggressive like
But
that. I'd be like, oh,
it's
the
how
Oreos.
you say it's never what you say. It's always how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to read the person. Don't obviously say it to a woman who looks like she's in a pissed off mood. No matter what you say, you know, it's not going to be good. But if she looks kind of happy and like you can tell when a woman's attracted to you, you know, but you don't always know what to say. If you can figure out something to make her laugh, you know? So it's about something like she's going to do something that she's kind of second guessing and going to feel bad about, then, you know, jump right in and do it.
I'm a little offended by that. that you would play on a woman's feelings of self-worth
She's being
to
naughty.
get laid.
Hey, she likes to get
If
laid
she's
too.
naughty in the Oreo aisle.
You know, if she's freaking crashing her diet going for the Oreos and she needs some loving, you know, take her home.
I don't disagree with the making them laugh thing.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I discovered a new thing this weekend. I started wearing workout clothes into a buffet because people think like I just came from working out. And like now I'm rewarding myself. Little did they know, like
Thor
no,
would
I
be
came
able to
from,
pick
like-
you up so
Yeah,
easy.
no.
Thor has got your fucking number. Like, literally.
I'm that girl.
I wear workout clothes to the buffet because I don't like it when my buffet baby starts cutting into my pant line.
I call them my pasta pants because they're the pants you wear. My yoga pants are the pants you wear when you go for never-ending pasta at Olive Garden. So anytime I'm wearing my pasta pants.
Stephanie. So if I went to the sausage aisle and said something like, "This sausage has nothing on you," would that work?
Absolutely.
It would on Thor.
It would,
I have a
and
feeling
Also,
I'll-
Stephanie's super hot, so like she wouldn't even get all the words out.
Isn't she also a redhead though? Like,
Stephanie, no,
No?
she's blonde.
is she?
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, I have a feeling that "hello" would work on Thor.
Well, it would have to be a little bit more because I have to know that they're interested, not just, I mean, anybody can say hello. It doesn't mean you're interested, but if you tell me, hello, I'm interested in you, okay, all right, well, I'll take it from here.
Do you guys, men, do you want to know how to get my attention in a grocery store? Listen very closely. No, that usually works for everything else. If you ever see me in a grocery store and you want to get my attention, you just come up and you go, "Hey, I got a coupon for that."
Honest to God, that would work on me too.
What happens when they don't have the coupon for it,
It
though?
sucks. Carry a coupon book around. I don't know.
You bitch ass better be signed up for all of those extreme couponer shits. You walk around with a 3-ring binder in the grocery store, be like, "Hey, I get a
You better be
coupon for
walking
you."
out with a member's card from Bonds or something. You
I
might have
would-
something to show at the checkout.
I would shit my pants if I saw some dude walking around with a coupon binder and then show up to some girl, be like, "I got a coupon for that." I'm like, "Bitch, you better."
I would be in like Flint, like seriously.
It's probably one get one free at the all-you-can-eat sushi place. You want to come? Hell yeah.
I'd be like, "Where's the curtain aisle? Where do we find that curtain aisle?
Give him a blowjob next to the aubergines.
What's an aubergine? Is it a type of curtain? Don't be getting fucking fancy.
It's an eggplant.
Oh Jesus! Like I would know that. Why can't we say eggplant?
Oh, because we are the only fucking country in the world that calls it an eggplant. Everybody else calls it an aubergine.
Where they call it their aubergine emoji.
Yeah.
Do they use it the same way that we use it here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. We're just, unsophisticated Americans. It's an eggplant. Let's not look like eggs at all in any way.
I would like to say for the record that as the only expert at this table, the daughter of a farmer, it is eggplant.
In America.
In Thailand, they sell an eggplant. They look like little eggs.
Do they? Maybe that's where it got its name from. But the eggplant we have now, it don't look like no goddamn egg.
Well,
It looks
I
like a
mean,
big old purple dick.
After you use it for its unintended purpose for a while, it kind of takes a different shape.
Hey, so we've got a little less than 10 minutes. Tell us, you got anything going on? Anything happening?
New releases, anything?
I'm starting a biker porn website. Did I tell you ladies about that?
You have like 15 websites now, don't you?
I think I got like 3, plus I run hers. But that's the idea, is you build a platform, and then you build a smaller platform on top of that the larger platform can, run, and then you just keep building. That's how the big companies make so much money.
So biker porn, is that a focus on the bikes?
It is kind of like
Is it more like the biker aesthetic?
the biker. I mean, it's going to have biker aesthetic. The idea is it's going to be somewhat as Girls Gone Wild, but instead of girls, we're going to have some stud muffin biker dudes who are in a motorcycle club. And we're going to tour around to all the motorcycle events and bang all these bitches. And, mostly
Are
just
you gonna
that.
call the series "Banging These Bitches"?
No.
Yeah, please don't do that.
The whole website is actually based off of an actual motorcycle club that we're going to be running, so that people like that want to be part of the motorcycle club, they can either pay like a monthly membership, or
So what
if
is
they're
it?
good, then
It's
like
a fuck
good
in,
talent,
fuck out kind of thing.
Then they can send in content of them with their wife or their biker bitch or whoever, and that'll be their monthly membership to the motorcycle club.
So wait, will this club actually go riding, or is it all?
About banging.
Yeah.
Both.
Both?
Yeah, it's an actual motorcycle club, and they're
going to ride to each
Are they
destination.
gonna stop at each location and bang?
What do you mean?
Like
You
when
mean like a
ride,
toy
you
ride or
ride
something?
To,
Do you guys
that
know what
toy one.
motorcycle runs usually are?
I'm assuming
To the 7-Eleven.
I'm assuming a group goes to a specified place together and then stops at that specified place together.
So they start at a place and they have an end point, and they usually have a couple of places they'll stop in between where it's pre-scheduled. That's usually what a run is. Poker runs, there's 5 or 6 places you would stop at, sometimes 7 if it's a 7-card stud run, and then you get a card at each one, and whoever's the best hand at the end.
A 7-card stud run sounds like another
Something
perfect
is, yeah.
7-card stud run.
And then there's runs to different rallies that are like there's the Yuma Prison Run, and then there's Laughlin River Run, and then there's a bunch of others where groups will ride together across the country or across state lines to go to things.
Right,
Sturgis.
but you stop at different places, correct?
Usually you
So
have
that's what I'm saying, when you
predestinated stop.
stop at the different destinations. Will it be like, all right, stop, everybody,
Have an
take off
orgy
your
here,
pants?
and then have an orgy there, and then have an
Right.
orgy. I mean, it just depends on like the ride, really. But
Blowjob
the-
at mile marker 35.
The biggest idea is behind it is that it's going to be a motorcycle club of a bunch of guys who are porn actors, and just all film a lot of fucking biker porn, and then tour around to the motorcycle events, like Girls on Wild, and just bang the shit out of a bunch of chicks.
Do you have a name for your club yet?
Yeah, Biker Trash, and the website is bikertrash.xxx.
Nice. That might end up being one I watch.
And subscribe.
Thank God I don't have to report my money to anyone else.
Your main site is Thor Johnson XXX.
Yeah, thorjohnson.xxx.
And you have a plus size site.
Yeah, I do. It's thor-bbw.com. Yep.
So that's 3. You don't have any more?
I do have another one. It's getting ready to be released. It's thor-tgirls.com.
Yo, buddy, I just got super tingly in my nose zone. My ears got weird. Woo!
Explain what the...
T-girls?
T-girls are transgendered women. That's right up my alley. My pansexual nipples just got hard. Goddamn.
Oh, we love having you here. Thank you so much for everything. Anything else you want to talk about? You got paper in front of you.
Oh, it was just in case we had nothing else to talk about.
Well, we have
I'll
5
save it.
minutes.
So in these
things you can...
It was
Vibrate
vibes. It
with
was
your
the first thing
panties?
I grabbed off of Cosmo, my go-to.
Super 8 kinky things you can do with vibrating panties. I've tried them before. They're all right, but they don't usually come in plus sizes. So as
So 2 together.
we are continuing the patron patch project. If you are a patron at any level, you can send me a link to or send me an actual patch that you would like me to put on my jacket, and I'll put it on. I'll tell you, I wear this jacket everywhere, and I have a convenience store I stop at every single day, and they love my jacket. They always comment on it when I add a new patch. They make a comment on it, and I always say this was from a viewer or from a podcast I listened to or from a concert I've been to. I'll talk about you and your patch contribution to the patch project. Any level right now. Next year it'll probably go up to certain levels, so get in while you can. Also, we run a Discord for patrons only, and we have a super secret Facebook page. If you want to get on that, you have to be a patron.
SinCityBounty. patreon.com or something like that.
Just go to SinCityBounty.com. There's fucking links there.
Yeah, there are links
If you're
everywhere.
watching us on Facebook, there's links on the Facebook page.
Yep.
Look at that shit. It's all over.
All right, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm Alexia,
Thor Johnson.
Toxie.
And Sierra,
and we will see you next show.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.